What is going on, YouTube? Espresso Shucko here, and today I am bringing Hisuian Braviary to the Regulation H ranked ladder. Hisuian Braviary is a relatively slow Pokemon, but don't let that fool you because its signature move, Esper Wing, gives it a speed boost upon doing damage, and it also has a heightened critical hit chance, so this thing can potentially allow Braviary to stack up some speed stats and go for some massive damage in the long run. We also have Hurricane here because we also have a Politoed on this team, so that we don't have to worry about Hurricane just having its shoddy accuracy at 70, so we can just bypass that in the rain. And plus, Hurricane not only has stab, but it also has a boost from Tinted Lens on the Hisuian Braviary, so even if this is a resisted hit, Hurricane is still going to pack a punch. And then we also have Dazzling Gleam here to just kind of synergize a little bit with our Fairy Terra on the Hisuian Braviary. And then that way we have a little bit of spread damage, we have a little bit of stab on top of it, and we also have the Life Orb right there to boost up all of our damaging moves. So we should have a relatively decent time there with the Braviary. As far as the rest of the team goes, we have Archaludon, Politoed, Electabuzz, Paldean, Tauros, and Rillaboom. So, Archaludon, we have Terra Ghost here with an Assault Vest to bypass Body Press from opposing Archaludon. Normally, you see Terra Grass or the odd fighting resistant Terra that isn't Ghost, but we have the Ghost Terra here, and then this way we can just bypass opposing body presses from the mirror. Now that does open us up to some special attacks, but hopefully the Assault Vest is going to come in relatively nice for that. We have Body Press right here to benefit from the fact that we do have Stamina raising our defense each time we take a hit. We have Flash Cannon, Electroshot, and Draco Meteor. You know, very, very standard Archaludon stuff. As far as the Politoed goes, we have Terra Grass with a Damp Rock to extend our rain turns. We have Weather Ball here to take advantage of the water provided by the rain. I said that a little bit weird, but we're rolling with it. Anyways, we have Weather Ball to take advantage of the rain, and we have Icy Wind for a little bit of speed control, while having a helping hand to support our partner Pokemon. We have Electabuzz here with the Eviolite, of course. We have Static to make sure that physical attackers might have a unpleasant time by hitting us. So normally you see Vital Spirit, but I really like Static on Electabuzz for that exact reason, so we might slow some things down, just saying. We have Electro for some speed control, we have Eerie Impulse to deal with opposing special attackers, and then we have Follow Me for some redirection. We have the Paldean Tauros with the Mirror Herb. We have Wave Crash, Close Combat, and Aqua Jet. Really standard stuff for the Paldean Tauros. We also have Adamant as our nature of choice here, and we just have max attack and speed investment. I'm looking to do as much damage as possible with Tauros, but I mean, I'm hoping I can show off the Braviary a little bit more. Tauros might have to come to another game, but anyways, that's Tauros in a nutshell. And then finally, we have Grassy Seed, Rillaboom. Since the Assault Vest is on the Archaludon, we're going to spice some things up with this Rillaboom here. We have Terra Fire to make sure that we don't get burned. And we have Swords Dance to boost up our attack 2 stages. We have a little bit of speed investment on the Rillaboom. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to click Swords Dance, and then we're going to do either Drain Punch, Grassy Glide, or Wood Hammer. We're going to take advantage of the priority on Grassy Glide. Wood Hammer is just a straight up nuke at +2, and then Drain Punch can hit Steel types for super effective damage, which would wall the grass typing. Now we do have to be a little bit weary of poison types, but oh yeah, it's not like we have a Psychic type Flying Bird right here. Yeah, anyways, that's the team in a nutshell. Let's jump right on into some battles. Okay, we have Rillaboom, Garchomp, Gengar, Sylveon, Hisuian, Arcanine, and Whimsicott. Okay. It's been a while since I've seen an Arcanine. I'm a little bit concerned about what it might be able to do to my Braviary, but I think this is okay. I think what we can do here is we can bring the Braviary and the Electabuzz. I think we bring the Electabuzz and the Braviary. The Politoed might be necessary, and the Archaludon might be nice too, but I mean the Whimsicott could be a problem. Yeah. What do I want to do? The Tauros might not be bad, actually. If they don't lead Rillaboom, that could be okay. Maybe what I'll do is... I think I'll bring the Archaludon. I think I kind of need the Politoed. Like, I don't have a doubt within my mind that they have Sunny Day. I mean, they might not, because, I mean, Whimsicott does typically have to choose between its 4 moves, depending on what you want. Like, typically you see Moonblast and Encore and Tailwind. So, they might have Sunny Day, they might have something else. They might have, like, Taunt or Protect. We'll see for sure. So, let's see, right here. It is the Arcanine and the Whimsicott. Okay, that is a wee bit concerning for my... that is a wee bit concerning for my Braviary, but... what I could do is... I could Fairy Terra to get around a Rock Slide and Esper Wing. So, let's see right here. I could also Electro Web and switch him Politoed. Yeah, I mean, I could do that. I'm just worried about a Rock Slide, potentially. We're gonna Fairy Terra. Yeah, we're gonna Fairy Terra. We're gonna drop the potential Rock Slide, and... yeah, we'll do this. We'll Fairy Terra, go for the Esper Wing, and... we're gonna bring in the Politoed. And this way we can have the Hurricane. And I don't dislike getting up some speed onto Braviary and trying to do some damage to this Whimsicott. The Politoed could threaten the Arcanine. And I mean, we also get access to Hurricane right here. So we're going to see Terra coming out of my opponent. What is it going to be? It is actually the Whimsicott. Yes, please. Thank you. Thank you. Unless you're going Terra Blast, I am going to love hitting you with an Esper Wing. Yeah, I am actually really okay with this. Now, if they're sashed, that's going to be a little bit sad. But if it's Covert Cloak, I mean, that's going to be super effective damage. Kind of counterproductive to the Tinted Wings, or Tinted Lens, but I mean, it's just a Tailwind. That's okay right here. It is a Rock Slide, so I mean, I do feel better about going for the Fairy Terra. And we are going to just destroy their Terra right there. We're going to get a speed boost. Now, they do have Rock Slide, and they do have Tailwind, so that's a little bit concerning for the Braviary, but I mean, what I could potentially do is I could Weather Ball into the Arcanine, per se. Could do that. I could also bring in Electabuzz again. I mean, there's a Rillaboom coming out, which I don't really love. But, I mean, Archaludon into the Braviary slot could be nice. Yeah, I could do that. And I think I'm just going to Protect with Politoed this turn. Because what I'm kind of banking on is to take either a Fake Out and a Rock Slide, and then that way get to +2 defense. And then Archaludon can just go from there. So... I might have just dodged a Wood Hammer, too. That's the other thing with Rillaboom. Nope. We're going to take a Fake Out. Great. I don't hate that. We're going to get a defense boost there. And if we take this Rock Slide, we're going to get another defense boost, which means Archaludon should be okay for dealing with this. Right, so I'm now at +2 defense. I think I can switch in Electabuzz, preserve my Politoed. And I think I can Body Press into the Arcanine slot. And depending on what they have left, I mean, like, it could be Gengar or Sylveon in the back. So that could be a little bit of a problem, but I mean, I don't hate that. I mean, what I could have probably done instead is I probably could have Flash Cannoned. Like, if it's Sylveon coming out. No, it's Garchomp. Okay. That's a lot better. I don't hate that. I also don't mind getting Electabuzz in, because, like, this will force them into having to Earthquake to hit Archaludon. Alright, do we get our Static? No, we don't, but we do get our Body Press up, and that took half its HP. That's great. Okay. Now, what I could do is... I could go for another body press, or I could just try to drop a Draco Meteor on that Garchomp. Now that we know that Sylveon is not here, we could do that. And we can follow me with the Electabuzz. Okay, you know what? That's fine. I don't lose any special attack here. I got the follow me up. Rillaboom's going to hit Electabuzz. That's fine. It's just a low kick. Okay. And we do get the para. So now Garchomp is guaranteed to move. Garchomp is now guaranteed to move before the Rillaboom. So I could follow me and get another defense boost. Which is not terrible. If they Earthquake. If they Stomping Tantrum, I mean, it is what it is. Their Tailwind is now gone. That is great. Yeah, I think Draco Meteor is just incredibly safe here, and I think Follow Me is safe too. So, if Rillaboom wants to go for Grassy Glide, like Electabuzz, I'll take this. No problem. There's Stomping Tantrum out of the Garchomp, so... Yeah, I mean, our Chaladon just needs to connect the Draco Meteor into the Garchomp. And once their grassy terrain is gone, like, technically, Politoed could be in an okay position. I think Body Press can just handle the Rillaboom at this point. I mean, they revealed the low kick, which is a little bit scary, but I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, that's doing nothing. I'm going to get another boost. Now what I can do is I could always hit the Arcanine. I'm going to bring in Braviary. I'm going to bring in the Braviary, and then I have the Hurricane for the Rillaboom. I just need to protect Braviary this turn. Yeah, I think I need to protect the Braviary and just go for the Body Press into the Arcanine. Let's see here. This is we got 3 more turns of Rain. This is the last turn of Grassy Terrain. Okay. That's fine. Like, we'll get our Protect off with Braviary, and then we can Hurricane the Rillaboom. And I don't dislike another Rock Slide boosting up our Chaladon even further. I don't like the flinch, though. I mean, we dodged, so we don't have to worry about that. So there's the Body Press right there. We're just going to nail that Arcanine. Yeah. Really good that my opponent went for the Terra Poison right out of the gate with the Whimsicott, and I got that Esper Wing. But now I can Hurricane. Grassy Terrain is gone, so now they don't have the priority to hit Braviary with. And now I can just Hurricane and Body Press, and that should clean this up relatively nice. So we'll go for the Hurricane right there, and the battle's canceled. So we don't even get to see the Hurricane, but I mean, it's a Hurricane. Like, we know it was going to be an okay time. Anyways, very happy about how that played out. Good game to my opponent. Okay, we have Talonflame, Garchomp, Rillaboom, Hisuian Typhlosion, Archaladon, and Gyarados. Okay, now, I do like having the rain mode, for sure. What I don't love is the fact that, there's Grassy Glide from my Politoed. Yeah, I do not love that, but you know what? We'll bring Hades here. Hades might be funny. We could bring Electabuzz. I think we bring Politoed, and I think we have to bring the Archaladon for the Rillaboom. I kind of want to bring the Tauros, but I don't know. What I could even do is I could go, Ow. No, ow. Okay. I get it. You don't like the Tauros either. You don't have to take it out on me. Okay, my own Rillaboom might not be bad here. Not gonna lie. But I think we're gonna bring the Archaladon. I think we'll bring the Archaladon, and then that way we have the Electro Shot. The Electro Shot can threaten a good portion of my opponent's team. And the nice thing here, too, is I'm Terra Ghost Archaladon, so I don't necessarily have to worry about... I don't necessarily have to worry about ground coverage if I Terra. I also don't have to worry about opposing fighting type coverage. So, there's that. So, Talonflame, Garchomp, okay. We'll get Electabuzz and Braviary in here. I do think an Esper Wing is going to be a really good starting point here, just to try to get some just to get a little bit of setup into the Braviary, get a little bit of speed. I'm going to follow me with Electabuzz. And then at a +1 speed, Braviary might be okay. I would love to pop a Fairy Terra and just hit that Garchomp with a Dazzling Gleam, but I feel like going for that right out of the gate is unnecessary. Because if my opponent has Steel Terra, I mean, that could be a thing too. So let's see right here. So it's going to be Brave Bird into Electabuzz. Okay. I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. Earthquake is going to hit Electabuzz for a lot of damage, but I mean, it is what it is. Braviary staying a flying type from not Terra. That's great too. Okay. So we get some decent damage off into the Talonflame right there. I'm going to lose a little bit of HP, but I think what I'm going to do this turn is I think I'm actually going to pivot out Electabuzz, and I think I'm going to pivot in the Politoed. We're going to turn on the rain. We're going to hit this thing with a Hurricane and see what damage we can do. The nice thing here, too, is I'm also Tinted Lens. I'm not Sheer Force, so with Tinted Lens, like, if they do switch in something that does resist, I mean, Tinted Lens will power up a not resisted hit, so there is that. The Talonflame is still faster, even after I got my Esper Wing up, so that's a little bit scary, but, I mean, we're just going to see an Earthquake and a Tailwind, so not the worst case scenario. We're going to nail this Garchomp with a Hurricane. We also confuse it. Awesome. So, I think what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to Icy Wind with the Politoed, and I think I'm just going to try to get another Esper Wing up. Maybe try to take out the Talonflame. And we'll go from right there. They do have the Sunny Day on the Talonflame, so I am glad that I went for Icy Wind and Esper Wing as opposed to a Hurricane, so I'm going to take a Dragon Claw. Unfortunately, that's going to be a critical hit, but I mean, Politoed should be able to knock out the Garchomp with the Icy Wind. And with how low Talonflame is, I probably get that too. Nope, I don't. Okay. Really unfortunate about the critical hit on my Braviary. I mean, yeah, it's not great. They're going to bring in their own Archaludon, so that's a thing. So, what I could do is I could just Body Press the Talonflame. Yeah, I mean, I could do that. I go for the Body Press. I could switch out Politoed into Electabuzz if I need it, or what I could do is I could just protect Politoed this one turn on the off chance they are a Power Herb Electroshock, so I don't dislike that right out of the gate. Gyarados is going to come in here and intimidate me, which honestly I don't care about. So protecting Politoed is probably the better option right here for now. Draco Meteor is actually going to come out into the Politoed slot, so I like that. I like that a lot. Body Press doesn't do anything to Gyarados, obviously, because it's a Gyarados, and I am not invested, but I mean, it is what it is. I think a Draco Meteor of my own might actually be nice into the Archaludon. I could pop the Terra Ghost. Yeah, popping Terra Ghost might be okay. And then that way, if they have like an Earthquake on the Gyarados, there is that. I'm going to Body Press and Terra Ghost into their Archaludon. I'm going to bring in Electabuzz. And then this way too, I mean, I can bring Politoed back in. And then Politoed can always reset the rain. Once their Tailwind is gone, I can just go for them. So we'll do this. We'll go for our Terra Ghost, and then this way, if they try to Body Press my Archaludon, I'm covered that way. They might just Draco Meteor into it or Electabuzz, and honestly, I would love for them to Draco Meteor into Electabuzz. So, yeah, okay. Electabuzz doesn't even need to use Follow Me to get targeted, and honestly, I'm A-okay with that. So, that's good. Oh, Dragon Cheer, okay. Not what I wanted to see, necessarily, but, I mean, good to know. If that Archaludon has something to boost up its critical hits, I mean, that could be a little bit scary. They are not stamina either, so that is very good to know. The good news here is there's a little bit of chip onto them. And now that I know they're not stamina, I don't feel too bad about going for an Icy Wind. Yeah, I don't feel too bad about that. Yeah, this is gonna hurt. Yep, that hurt a lot. But we survive. I get a defense boost, which will make Talonflame a little bit more manageable. I'm also parried, which is not great. Yeah, okay. I get my Icy Wind off, so a little bit of a speed drop right there into the Gyarados and the Archaludon. We'll also connect through the Para and get our Electro Shot off, which is nice. And now what I could do is I could just try to Weather Ball the Archaludon. Like, if Talonflame wants to Sunny Day, they can. But the thing is Politoed will have a Fire-type Weather Ball, which will be neutral. So there is that. And I think regardless what I do is I Draco Meteor into you. How many Icy Winds have you taken? You are only at -1. How many turns of Tailwind do you have left, too? That's the other question. Your Tailwind is actually gone. Okay. I think I'm going to Icy Wind again. Yeah, I'm going to Icy Wind. Politoed should be a little bit faster than the Archaludon. Nope, I'm wrong. I'm going to take another Draco Meteor. But the good news is getting an Icy Wind off into both these Pokemon could be nice, because, I mean, Politoed could potentially hit that Archaludon with the Weather Ball. Still not enough to knock out Talonflame, though. That's the one problem there. Okay. So I'm going to Weather Ball into the Archaludon and go from there. There's the Tailwind coming out of the Talonflame, so the -2 speed is not going to matter now. Aura Sphere is going to come out. But, I mean, we take that no problem. Okay. And let's find out how much this Weather Ball does to the Archaludon. That's a knockout because we get a critical hit of our own. Awesome. Okay. So Archaludon is gone. It's just Talonflame versus Politoed. Talonflame with Brave Bird probably can pick me up here, but I mean, the recoil will at least knock it out. So I mean, it's not the worst case scenario. We're gonna see Terra out of my opponent finally, which is a little bit concerning if this is Terra flying. Yeah, it is. Okay. Yeah, Brave Bird is definitely going to get Politoed at this range, unfortunately. Although I am kind of bulky, so maybe I might be okay. No. No, unfortunately I'm not. But, you know what? The Dragon Cheer was a really cool attack on my opponents, and they were able to have guaranteed critical hits off of the Draco Meteor, so they didn't have to worry about these special attack drops. The nice thing here is I was able to take the Aura Sphere no problem. Like, maybe what I could have did was I could have gone for one more Icy Wind, and then maybe at -3 speed that would have made it a little bit better for Politoed, but I feel like it's a little bit of a stretch. The biggest thing here is I probably needed to get rid of the Talonflame, and the Icy Wind just wasn't cutting it. So there is that, unfortunately, but really close game overall. Like, technically, all 8 Pokemon between the two sides did faint, so I'm okay with that. Good game to my opponent. Okay, we've got Kilowattrel, Garchomp, Male Indeedee, Dragonite, Raichu, and Whimsicott. So they definitely have a lot of speed control here. They have Fast Tailwind with Kilowattrel. They have Prankster Tailwind with Whimsicott. I mean, that could be, not Wind Rider, but the other one. I'm blanking on the ability, but Kilowattrel's got an ability that powers it up when it gets hit with a wind move too. Not to be mistaken with Bramblegast's Wind Rider. But yeah, I think that's what it's probably. I think that probably is what it has right there. I think Electabuzz Archaludon could be really nice. Bringing my Rillaboom in could be nice for overriding their Psychic terrain. And I don't know if the Braviary's necessarily, you know what? I'm going to bring Rillaboom and Archaludon in the back for the grassy terrain. I think I'm going to bring Electabuzz and Braviary as the lead. And then that way, if they lead Indeedee, I can benefit from the Psychic terrain powering up. Well, no, I'm not grounded. Never mind. Switching in Rillaboom is going to be nice because I can override their Psychic terrain. They might not lead Indeedee, which is why I don't want to lead Rillaboom. I don't want them to just be able to switch in Indeedee. So yeah. We'll go from there. The other thing too is this is not my Assault Vest or Rillaboom. This is my Sword Stance one. So yeah. Dragonite, Kilowattrel. Okay. Having a little bit of redirection would be nice here, but I mean, extreme speed is going to hurt. Okay, we're gonna follow me on the Electabuzz, and we are going to Esper Wing into the Kilowattrel. Now, I'm hoping it's not Discharge. I'm also hoping it's not Extreme Speed, because Extreme Speed would hurt. The big thing here is, if they just Tailwind with Kilowattrel, great. I can keep Braviary safe for a turn and then pop Terra and go Dazzling Gleam. Okay, it's just a Thunderbolt, so Electabuzz is going to take that, no problem. Outrage is going to hurt. Yeah, okay. But, I mean, we get Static off into the Dragonite, which is nice. Ooh, okay, I was not expecting that kind of violence this morning, but we're going to get our Esper Wing off, and we're going to just one-shot the Kilowattrel. Okay. That is nice. Okay. I could Draco Meteor into the Dragonite. Whimsicott is coming in here now. Let's see. They could just go for a Tailwind. I'm going to Draco Meteor into you. And on the off chance it's going into the Braviary, I am going to Fairy Terra. And I'm going to Esper Wing again. And just try to get some chip damage off into the Whimsicott. Because what I could do is I could bring in Rillaboom and I could just Grassy Glide the Whimsicott. And then that way I have the priority damage. So yeah, we'll go Fairy Terra here on Braviary, and then this way Braviary can potentially live in Outrage if it comes into that slot. So there's Tailwind off of the Whimsicott. And you know what, I'm fine with this. I get my Esper Wing off into the Whimsicott, which is just going to be a critical hit, and we're just going to pick up the knockout. And yeah, we know the Outrage is coming off the Dragonite, so it's the question of where is it going. It's into the Archaludon slot. Okay. But I do get to live. Not with a lot of HP, but just enough that it is going to be relatively nice, because we do pick up the Dragonite knockout. Now, if Garchomp comes in here, what I do is I bring in Rillaboom, and then that way I don't have to worry about Earthquake being at full power. I mean, Stomping Tantrum is going to be annoying, but I mean, that's just a hard Braviary. It's actually male Indeedee, so I'm not going to let you have Expanding Force, because we are going to bring in Rillaboom, and you do have speed. But, you know what? Tinted Lens! Let's go, Tinted Lens! I'm technically grounded now, so I'm technically losing a little bit of power from the Psychic Terrain, but I mean, I don't want to eat an Expanding Force. I mean, I probably still will eat an Expanding Force, but I mean, having Rillaboom just here is going to be nice. My Grassy Seed is not going to matter in the long run, but I mean, we're gonna get Terrestrialization out of my opponent, so I don't know, maybe now Tinted Lens is not gonna matter. Oh no, I still get Tinted Lens. Okay. This is going to hurt. It definitely will hurt at the end of the day. But it's only single target now on grassy terrain, so Let's see right here. I'm surprised I actually lived that, but I mean... Whew! Okay. Braviary just, Thank you, Braviary. That was definitely not where I was expecting that to go damage-wise. But, I mean, I can work with that. We can just Grassy Glide now, and we can just Esper Wing. That should clean up just nicely, so yeah. Battle was canceled, so... Grassy Glide was definitely the win con there once we got all that damage off. I mean... I might have been able to two-shot with Grassy Glide if I had lost Braviary there. But, I mean... I'm glad that I was able to keep it because I didn't want to see it go down. Anyways, I am happy about how that worked out. Good game to my opponent. Hey, thank you guys so much for checking out this Hisuian Braviary team. We had a fun time with the Braviary. We got the Esper Wing off. We picked up some KOs. We also had an unsuspecting opponent go Terra Poison on their Whimsicott, and Braviary just said, yum. It hit them with an Esper Wing just to one-shot them because they did not have a Focus Sash. And we also got to hit another Whimsicott with Esper Wing and just did tremendous amounts of damage, while Electabuzz did get a static off into a Dragonite that decided to go for excessive violence with Outrage. So that was a fun time. We got to slow that thing down. We got to speed up Braviary. And we also got to hit a Terra Psychic Melanini for some massive damage with the Esper Wing as well. And plus, we also got to see a Kilowatt Roll, and I was blanking on the ability, but the ability that I was trying to think of was Wind Power, not to be mistaken with Wind Rider. But anyways, the Kilowatt Roll only stayed in long enough to hit Electabuzz with Thunderbolt, thanks to following me, and Braviary just got rid of it immediately with the Esper Wing, which was just delightful. We also played up against Dragon Cheer Archaludon too, so that was a thing. Archaludon was able to just keep going for as many Draco Meteors as it wanted, thanks to it receiving a Dragon Cheer from Gyarados, which, yeah, that was not a pleasant experience for me, but I mean, if it works, it works. Yeah. We did get to knock out all 4 Pokemon in that game, but we did lose, unfortunately, because the knockout onto the 4th Pokemon was from Recoil off of the Brave Bird. But overall, I think the team played out relatively nice. Be sure to let me know what you think of it down in the comments below. Unfortunately, Tauros didn't really get to do much in this video, but I mean, Tauros will probably come to a video of its own where I might just build a little bit more around Tauros. So, just some food for thought. But, I mean, if you've used Paldean Tauros, whether it's Aqua Breed or Blaze Breed, or even, I guess, Base Breed for Paldean Tauros, be sure to let me know what you think of it down in the comments below. Let me hear what you've done in the past, and if it's worked or not worked for you. Anyways, I will see you guys next time.